Hi, I'm not yet dead in name and in nature, and welcome to Altenstein on Farming Simulator 17. So, welcome to my first YouTube video. Hoping this will be first of a mini series. First series here on Altenstein. So I've been watching the likes of Mr. CDP, Daggerwin, Jim Bob Plays Games, Farming Simulator Club, and inspired by them, they're all great YouTubers. I thought I'd have a go at creating my own, so here we are. And yeah, Altenstein, if you don't know the map, it's a great map. Actually, just go in the menu a minute. Oh, settings. As you can see, it's ever so slightly small. The fields are tiny. It's a really small map, but it's great, perfectly formed. The environment, we'll just have a quick look around. Looks like to me we're in the Alps. It's Germany. Yeah. Oh look, little castle up on the hill up there. We'll have a little tour around at some point, but not today. Today we have other plans. So as I say, I watched, I think it must have been Mr. CDP's first look video of this map, and oh, strange things with mirrors. Oh look, they switch. Interesting. Anyway, so apart from that slight glitch, yeah, I watched Mr. CDP's first look video and thought, what a great map. And as I came on it, had a little look around myself, really loved the environment. It's all quaint, small, lots of detail. And one other thing struck me, and hopefully with a perfect sense of timing. Ooh, there's been a car jam, so let's go and have a look, because that's actually key. Not the fact that there's a car jam, it actually happens quite a lot at this junction. It's a bit narrow, but they'll clear themselves in a moment, I am sure. But if you look at the vehicles as we slowly drive past, they have no clue what to do. You'll notice the vehicles are of a certain age. I'd say they're 60s, 70s perhaps. So I actually thought, you know what, I could try and do the map using period vehicles. So this is why we're driving down to the store, because I'm going to sell everything that we start with, and you start with a lot of equipment on this map. So, but I'm afraid I'm going to sell it all. So yeah, we're going to try and do this as far as possible with the older equipment. If you're new to the game, oh, so I managed to put the lights on. Yeah, we're down at the store. This is where you come to buy stuff. This little icon here, sell and customize. Sell and customize this one. So click L3 on the controller, press X to sell. Done. And I think actually the trigger's quite wide, so yeah, again L3, X and X. Right, so that's that. Hopefully will be another tractor down here, but let's look at the Comia. If you played FS15, this was the default starting combine. I got very excited when I saw this on this map, but sadly it doesn't fit, so we have to sell. But yeah, so I say that there's quite a number of stuff. It's great. We're using the mods brought to console with this version. Absolutely fantastic, really opened up the game. But we are still a little limited on console, so there's some good tractors. Plows, of course. There's the Fortschritt combine pack that came out not that long actually after I had the idea for doing this, so I should lower that down, L1 and circle to lower, drop it off. Come back a little bit, stop the engine. So yeah, so I've been doing some research, looking at the mod hub, doing some research online, trying to identify the right equipment. I'm not guaranteeing I've got it all right, but I've done as much research as I can to try and get this as accurate as possible. If you think there are mods that I may have missed, please let me know. Drop me a comment. Please do bear in mind, as I said, that this is that I'm playing on console, PS4. So we don't have, if you're a PC player, we may not have all of the mods that you might have access to, unfortunately. So, I may not be able to go along with all the suggestions, but I'm certainly happy to have them. That was bad, wasn't it? What was that? That's better done in cab. Those trees are a bit big, get in the way a little. So we'll just hook that up. Right. I'll try and do a mixture of in-cab. I don't do a lot of in-cab. I'm not that good, to be honest, but I will try and do a mixture of in-cab and out-of-cab as we do the game. But I'm not gonna sit and make you watch me sell all this stuff, because that would get a little bit dull. So I'm gonna sell all this. I'm gonna sell everything else that's still up at the farm. Then I'm gonna buy some new stuff, but just starting equipment, nothing too major. We've already got a field that's ready to harvest. So first things we're gonna need will be a tractor, a trailer to take the grain, and a combine harvester, and no surprises which combine we'll be getting. So I'm going to clear this stuff up. Ooh, too low. And then what I'll do, actually, in case if you haven't played the game much before, if you're new to the game, welcome. Then actually I'll show resetting as well, just so that people know how to do that as well. And then I will continue to sell the rest of the kit. So we'll just quickly get this front loader bucket, put it on, get straight enough, there we go. So yeah, one thing to know, as I already saw, is that if you want to sell stuff, you can sell more than one thing at once. Just line it all up, as much space as there is. Drop that off, come back, drop that off, that's all the front loader stuff. Pull the tractor out of the way because I don't want to sell that yet, obviously. My last tractor. So yeah, Fortschritt's East German brand. I was doing some research on it. Perfectly the right period. It's from the 70s. Ooh, it's not picking that up. Why not? There we go. Of course, I don't know whether the map's supposed to be East Germany or West Germany, but we'll just have to leave the politics to one side. It's a lovely part of the world if you've not been. I'm assuming this sort of Bavaria. Yeah, it's a great place. And also have to bear in mind that what we can't do anything about is the currency that we're using. I'm afraid it'll have to be euros. There's no Deutschmarks available in the game. So as I was saying, press the options button to load up the map, and you've got your vehicles all down here which you can filter out. So I've still got the tractor, but that's already down. No more combines. Trailers, so let's reset the trailer. You just highlight it, press on X on the reset button, press yes, and magically you'll probably start to see stuff fly in. I won't be resetting normally. It's not something that people really like to see. It's a little bit cheaty, but just for today, just to show how it's done, there it goes, flying in. I'll be doing this, and I'll sell the rest off screen. That's quite clever. That's just moved. I'd already reset that one. And so you don't want to watch me selling all this stuff. I'll get rid of what's left, and I'll see you back up at the farm very shortly. So we finished selling the old equipment, the new equipment, and I bought some old equipment essentially. So I'm just driving back up into the yard just so we can have a quick look around, and then we'll drive on up to field 2, I think is the one that's ready. Just, oh, wrong button. Let's see. It is, yeah, field 2, and it's a wheat field. So I've got here, we'll just come out the cab, the Zetor crystal. See, these are all mods. So the Zetor crystal is actually, it's a Giants mod, but it is a mod nonetheless. I've chosen blue. It's a great tractor. Czech originally, I think from around the mid-70s. And the old-fashioned tipper. And I'll just check who the modder is. I'll put these in the YouTube thing. Bigfarmer 145. This is the old tipper. It's a great mod. The only thing I don't like about it is it's got an A-frame axle at the front, which I'm terrible at reversing. But it's about the only trailer that's at the right period. So it had to be this one, and it looks fantastic. So we'll drive up towards field 2 along some very bumpy tracks. It's, one of the sell points is just here on the left. And go back in cab, because again the inside this tractor is just brilliant. Just drive up along the edge of the forest here. There's a nice little path down there which we can drive through the river to get back up to the main road. The traffic jam did clear itself in the end, so that got sorted fine. And I'm just going to stop here. Would say I'll pull off the track, but actually I want to leave plenty of room for the combine, so I'll leave that there. Switch off the engine, watch all the dials working, jump out, and we'll walk back down to the farm. It's a lovely day for a little walk. As you can see, the money's gone up, so I made in the end, I think it was about 450,000 euros from selling all the old equipment, starting equipment, and then I bought just the Zetor and the trailer and the Fortschritt. This is the Fortschritt E516. I mentioned this earlier. It's a mod, came out a short while ago, East German, and I think if I just check, it's from the 70s. I forget exactly when. I haven't got a note, but the mod is by AAA or AAA modding, or I don't know, whichever, but it's a great combine. We'll see it in action. I bought its obviously the wheat header, the standard header, and its own header trailer, and it makes a great noise. Lots of good animations. We'll watch it in action in a minute. So let's get this up to that field, and rather than going through the yard with this rather large piece of equipment, which doesn't have the best turning circle in the world, it was a bit of a challenge to get it up here because that traffic jam was still there at the time. Mirrors still doing their funny thing again, but anyway. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, you know, as I said earlier, the level of detail on this map is just fantastic. It really evokes that period, you know, rural Germany. Lots of little tight track, little rough tracks like this, and they are quite rough as well, which is great. And yeah, detail, nice pine forest, woodland here. May not do forestry, we'll see. So which way around do I put the header on this trailer? Let's have a look. Okay, so I need to pull it round this way. Like I said, turning circle probably worse than a bus, given it's probably bigger than a bus. Can't remember if I put crop destruction on. Doesn't look like it. Might do that later. So I'll leave the trailer there. Might regret that, might be too close to the field. I don't think crop destruction is on, but let's face it, I'll try and do it realistically, so trying to get too close to the field, or I'm desperately trying to manoeuvre to get the header on. I'll just do, oopsie, that wasn't very well done, was it? Just ignore that. So yeah, I'm going to try and do this fairly realistically. I thought I'd got crop destruction enabled, it doesn't look like it, but I'll check that and we'll put it on. I haven't used crop destruction a lot, so I could regret it if I do, but we're going to be trying realistic, so we have to be. I'm going to show this, so lower the header. Oh, wrong button. And let's get this going. And if you come out a minute, this mod is fantastic. I've purposefully gone for the header without the side covers on, so if I just step out a minute, you can see the chains going round, all the movements, all the actions, all the wheels spinning in there, there's the threshing machinery underneath, all that stuff. It is just amazing. It's so good. It's such a good mod. I do love this combine, it's brilliant. Kind of loud, but it looks fantastic. So, let's do some combining. So I can't remember, I'll need to just put options, scroll left, put the help wheel on for second. Do we have straw swath on? Looks like we do. Yep, great. Because we'll need that straw, as I said. Take that off at no time. Let's get the help window on. Quite a small field, this won't take too long. Let's get harvesting. Hit the straw, yeah, there we go. Nicely pours out the end. Brilliant. And get that lovely grain going in the hopper in the top. Fantastic. So yeah, it's taken a while to get around to doing this. I played Goldcrest Valley for such a long time. I just never really felt like I'd finished it, and I have to do a bit of a headland along here because there's not enough space to turn around at each end. So we'll just do that. Come out a minute. Do it on the edge, got the other side. Quite tight field. So yeah, I was quite late coming to the game. I only bought it last October or so, and then yeah, I played Gold Quest forever. I did lots on that, lots of different things, and then actually moved on to Spectacle Island at some point, which I kind of have as that's my bit of fun map. I'm doing all sorts of crazy things on that. Maybe I'll show that one day if people are interested. But yeah, and then I thought, actually, you know what, I really wanted to do this map, so this is where we are. So we'll get on with this. When I've finished on Spectacle Island, I think I'll be quite fancy having a go at Gromard Farm, which again is another bigger than this, but again slightly small map. But of course you can do that a bit more modern. And again, lots of detail. It's a lovely looking map, really nice environment. Not getting massive yield off this, but of course it won't be ploughed yet. Don't know if it's been sprayed or not. Fertilised anyway. So as I was saying, we'll try and do this with, you know, equipment reasonably of the period, but there are some limitations. We'll be using a lot of stuff from the old Massey Ferguson pack, the Black Sheep modding old Massey pack. Some of the stuff in there is of the right period, not necessarily stuff that you might have seen in Germany around that time. I'm guessing, I don't really know, but we'll need to use some of that equipment anyway. Some of the smaller tractors, things like the grass mower, the grass harvester, because there's no old mowers available at the moment. I'll try and avoid using the trailer that comes with that pack, because I do know it's too new according to information from Black Sheep modding. But we may have to, we'll see. But things like fertilizer spreaders and stuff like that, I think we're going to have to use out of that pack, which is fine. There's one other tractor that we can, there's a couple of other tractors we can get actually. We'll get the, I'm trying to remember now, the Bora Comfort, which I had a look, looks, from what I could find, as though they stopped producing it towards the end of the 70s, so that just about fits. So I'll buy that at some point. I say at the moment all I bought is this combine, the Zetor and the trailer, just to get us going, and we'll just buy stuff as we need it. Baler as well. If I do use a baler, it'll have to be the one from Massey Ferguson pack. Unfortunately, it's too new, but as far as I can tell, it's the oldest baler available on console. So I might just use a loading wagon for the straw, but we'll see. Oops, sorry, I'll do a mixture perhaps. There is a German loading wagon, the Mengele, is a mod. I saw it and thought, great, that looks really old. Unfortunately, it's not. As far as I can find out, it's actually relatively new. So, but I may use it anyway. It's certainly the oldest looking loading wagon that there is. We're a bit stuck with loading wagons and balers, so between the two, we'll have to use something like that. So there are some limitations to what we can do, but we'll see. And yeah, say, any ideas, please just let me know. Drop me a comment. So as I said, really wasn't going to take very long to harvest this field. We'll get the grain in the trailer. I should have left the top off, shouldn't I? Get that back down to the farm. Oh, I think that'll probably be us for today. I'll buy some more equipment off screen, get us ready, and then we can start next time. Clearing up the straw, getting that out. We need to think about getting something with front loader so that I can clear the animals' feeding areas and things like that. So yeah, lots to be done. And there we go. Done. So, actually, rather than, I'm going to put the pipe out, rather than trying to, still can't tell if I've got crop destruction on or not. I'll check. So, if not, use L1 left directional button to uncover the trailer. And we'll take this. It's not much as I expected, but it's a start. First harvest on a new farm. Fantastic. As you can see, I've gone for a bit of a blue theme. We'll try and vary that as we go along, but different shades of blue. There we go. So I'll leave the combine there for a minute. We'll drive this down to the farm, and I'll come back and get the combine off screen a little bit later on. Need to think about if I have got crop destruction. I'm not driving across this grass too much. At some point I'll need to start cutting it for the cows and the sheep for when I get them. I need to think about storage. I'm not running this with seasons. It would be a really slow way to get started on such a small map, so we'll just do this without. Here's the, so take the cover off. I'm not even going to try and reverse this into here, but if I pull in nicely across, across the silo loading point, there we go, it's come up, and again put that on, tip side left, and unload. Brilliant. Open the door, all falls out, close the door, edge it up, nice. I'm going to leave that there actually, that trailer, because it's nicely out the way. If I need to put anything in it, that with the trailer I'll use, so easy enough. I think for now I'll park this way, so we'll just leave that there, shut the door. Do you like things to be tidy? The one thing we will probably need at some point is a jet wash, and unfortunately of course it will be a new jet wash. There are no old hose pipes or anything like that, buckets of water that we can use. Oh look, there's old Gunter sitting on his bench with his rather scary looking cat. Anyway, not sure what he's looking at, but it's a great idea. That brilliant, it really adds something. These buildings look fantastic. Anyway, sorry, distracted. We'll do the farm tour another time. So I think that's enough for this first episode. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. I'm looking forward to doing more of this, and hopefully you are too. If you've enjoyed it, you know, feel free to subscribe. Might be a little bit early yet to decide whether you want to do that, but obviously please do. If you want to share this, feel free. And I hope to see you very soon back here on Altenstein. Bye bye for now.